Hey guys, Alex from 7th Hour Films back again with Better Call Saul. Last time on Better Call Saul, we had Gloves Off, where, well, let's not beat around the bush. Let's talk about the, well, I don't want to, not bad stuff, but the difficult stuff to get through. Jimmy was scolded by Cliff Main and his partners, and they were about to fire him. However, Cliff does believe in second chances, but he is on thin ice now because of this commercial. Kim has also been punished by Howard because this reflects poorly on HHM as well as Kim, and she has been moved down to the cornfield. Jimmy tried to get Chuck to help, but Chuck was saying, no, that's not it. I'm not going to bend any rules. I'm not going to break the rules like you, and I'm not going to extort you, and I'm not going to get Kim her office back in exchange for you quitting the law. I'm not going to extort that. So that was all pretty interesting. Meanwhile, Nacho wanted Mike to kill Tuco, and Mike figured out a better thing, and that was getting Tuco arrested without it leading back to Nacho. So, yeah, it was very interesting just seeing how each person deals with their thing, which I guess is the basis of all television shows, but it makes sense in context. So, yeah. Jimmy is in a bad spot right now, and Mike got hit. He got hit a lot. He had to take a lot of hits from Tuco before the police arrived. So, yeah. Well, and even after the police arrived, he still took a hit. So, yeah. This is going to, I don't know where we're going next, but it's going to be difficult, I'm sure. So let's go ahead and jump right into this episode of Better Call Saul. Here we go.
After all, if she's compromising the work...
Well, it's debatable. I mean, the Schubert is coming along nicely.
I'm trying to see if they have a wedding ring.
Rebecca is widely respected amongst her peers. Yo-Yo Ma came to our wedding.
That's,
Okay, so, yeah, marriage.
right on, man.
So, what happened to her?
About the wedding, nice folks, guys and gals. Well, gal, singular, actually.
Kim.
Learned everyone's name, and I licked a ton of stamps. My tongue is like hamburger meat. I mean, seriously. I got things raw as hell. Then I found out there's a sponge for that. Oops. Rookie mistake.
He's still going.
A very productive week.
Yeah, it was really great.
I mean, don't knock Jimmy because he's talking a bit. Why am I so nervous? It's probably fine. It's just a nice dinner. But if it was a nice dinner, why would they show this?
Why do they bury lawyers under 20 feet of dirt? Because deep down, they're really good people. Oh, what do you call a lawyer with an IQ of 60?
He wants to get rid of him.
What do lawyers and sperm have in common?
This is an interesting setup. Go on.
3 million... No, wait. 1 in 3 million have a chance of becoming a human being.
Oh.
Love that one.
He's really going for that, ain't he?
What do you call 25 attorneys buried up to their chins in cement?
What?
Not enough cement.
What? Oh.
Didn't fully get that one. Was that whole thing just to show that Chuck's not funny? Well, that was, tense. I'm sure it'll become more apparent later. Is that how he types? I used to type like that. Why is his name in lowercase? Capitalize it, folks. We're a law firm here.
Hi.
Whoa.
Sorry, I didn't mean to sneak up on you.
Oh, hey.
I just thought...
There's a separate big can in the kitchen for plastic, glass, and aluminum. We take our ecological footprint pretty seriously here.
It's so nice to have a show where they say aluminum.
Does Cliff have you babysitting me?
No.
No.
This is just
What?
unassociated
No.
with one another. You have a tendency to overuse the words clearly and obviously.
Oh my God.
Again, it's a matter of personal opinion.
I really appreciate this.
I've never been so attacked. Just on the word usage.
We could continue this first thing tomorrow morning.
I mean, yeah, this is interesting, isn't it?
So I'm gonna get my favorite pen, and I will see you momentarily.
You got it.
He just sneaks out the window. Bye. Oh, fucking cone cups.
Wexler versus Hamlin, McGill. You want me to sue my own firm?
Filing's all typed up. It's ready to go. This is not my area of expertise. Right?
You
So,
don't say.
first order, I'm telling you, Chuck is behind this.
No, you are behind this. I told you this would happen, and now I'm paying the price. Prove you can go 1 week, hell, 1 day without breaking the rules of the New Mexico Bar Association or pissing off your boss.
Nah.
And don't insult my intelligence by saying you are doing any of this for me.
Yeah.
You don't save me. I save me.
Yeah. Sometimes things happen and you can't just change it on a dime. So where's Aaron?
Hey, is Aaron in yet?
Oh no. She's in your office.
God damn, Pixie Ninja.
Nuh.
Must have just been a rumor. Yeah, let's grab a drink soon. You too. Okay, bye.
Okay, not that.
Yeah, no, we had drinks a few days ago. And she said you had a friend who... Oh, so they already settled. I heard you
She's
ended
trying
up
to
at
get
Harvard
work
Law.
to make up for it.
How bad was it?
Well, I can tell you, the next car I get's gonna have airbags.
Well, whenever you feel you're ready.
Oh,
That's okay. It
That's
looks
the
worse
story.
than it is.
Whoa, hold on. What the hell happened to you?
oh hey, Jimmy.
I get it. The first rule of Fight Club, right? Let me introduce you. This is my babysitter, Aaron.
Nuh.
Aaron, this is my grandpa, Mike.
Nice to meet you.
And you. The one person you don't want to see that.
You're pretty. Will you be my new mommy?
What are you doing?
What?
That's a bribe.
It's a gift. That's how it works here. Grease the wheels of justice.
That's not how it works. You submit the paperwork and you get a date. Period.
Oh,
What don't you understand
Aaron.
about finessing?
dang it. Aaron's too pure for this world. Damn it.
So does this go in my official Stasi report?
I'm not trying to get you in trouble. I'm trying to keep you out of it.
I'm gonna hit the men's room. The men's room.
Nuh.
Yeah, word on the street is you're over at Davison, Maine now. You lucky son of a bitch.
Every day is a
Dance with
blessing.
The devil. The cup holders actually
Got a sick office? I bet you have a sick office.
pretty sick.
This guy's so envious.
Good seeing you, Bill.
Yeah, dude.
Have a great day.
Godspeed, Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
Right. Lucky. Well. And now for the next track from Vince Gilligan's mixtape, Volume 2, Better Call Saul.
Okay, just let me know when it's a good time.
See, I'm not entirely sure what she's doing. Is she looking for cases so that she can try to save herself? No, that's not Jimmy.
Kim Wexler. Hey, how are you, Paige?
Hey,
You did?
she got a call back.
I couldn't be more
God.
thrilled. I'm in the firm and I...
Oh, look at the shot.
Okay, bye.
Oh, she's so happy. Oh, thank God, Kim Wexler is happy again.
Pleasure.
Likewise.
We're thrilled to have you folks here. Kevin, true story. When I was 7 years old, my very first bank account was at Mesa Verde, if you can believe it.
I can.
You had a bank account at 7 years old.
My dad.
Cowboy on horseback, yes. Standing next to a cactus. I love that cowboy.
As far as I was concerned, I was saving up for a divorce. What the heck else is money good for when you're 7 years old?
Nah, that's true.
So we have a little presentation for you in our conference room, along with some snacks and a soy mocha latte with your name on it.
Oh, this one. She's a keeper.
Meh.
Let's do it.
I love anytime Howard talks. Something about the way he talks is just fascinating to watch.
Well, I think that couldn't have gone any better. Pleasure to meet you.
Fantastic. I'll see you soon.
Okay. Keep the smiles. Pray to God this doesn't go wrong.
Congratulations.
Right back at you.
Uh-huh.
I'll put Francis on that. You've got enough on your plate in doc review.
Welp. All that effort for nothing. Just gonna put whelp.
She's out of the doghouse, I assume.
We'll see.
We'll see.
Months of work for HHM. Maybe years.
That good a case. And she's still down in doc review.
Good morning, Rodolfo.
Good morning, Mr. McGill.
Jeez. Just gotta shut down the power. That's just such a weird visual. It's interesting. He goes to work in the middle of the night.
You're in early?
More like late.
She hasn't left yet.
Well, regardless of the hour, good to see you here.
Yeah, I'm trying something new. Coming in working until 9. It's easier before the place opens, without all the lights and the phones ringing.
Yeah.
It makes you feel any better. You're not the first person to go out on a limb for him. I made the same mistake over and over again. Now Howard has. And he blames you. My dad, our dad, he was, well, the personification of good. I'm not sure he could even see sin in any form. Like he was born without the gene.
Interesting.
He ran a little corner store in Cicero. His dream was to be his own boss. Put everything he had into that place. I was away at college when he put Jimmy to work there. Now, I'm no accountant, but I discovered $14,000 was just gone. Vanished over the years. Turns out Jimmy had pilfered it in dribs and drabs. My dad wouldn't hear it. Nope. Not his Jimmy. He ended up having to sell. 6 months later, he was dead.
Well, shit, I don't know if that last part.
No one cried harder than Jimmy.
I don't know if that's Jimmy's fault.
My brother is not a bad person. He has a good heart. He can't help himself. And everyone's left picking up the pieces.
Damn.
I'll talk to Howard. Pour a little oil on troubled waters. You're being wasted down in doc review. Good job with Mesa Verde.
That's something, I guess. Damn, alright. I mean, Jimmy does get himself into trouble. Hey, Mike. Oh, this is the place where we talked to Lydia.
Hi. What can I get you?
Coffee, black.
Coming right up.
Wait, who is this? Ah!
He really did a number on you.
It's Hector Salamanca. But he can talk.
He should have shown you respect.
Mm-hmm.
I apologize to you on behalf of my family.
Thanks, Hector.
He should go to jail. Best thing for him, teach him respect for his elders. But not for 8 years. Less, much less.
How much less?
I would like for you to tell the police that the gun was yours.
Would you?
You're an ex-cop. They go easy on you.
Oof.
So you're a psychic.
Hector knows.
Twist Tuco's ear. Make him apologize. I'm looking for the best possible outcome for everybody.
What about Nacho?
Think about it.
Okay, I was not expecting Hector Salamanca. All of this because of Nacho. Oh, great. Oh, great. Oh, great. Well, like I said, I was not expecting Hector Salamanca to show up. He's not in the wheelchair. He can talk. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. You know, I'm starting to see perhaps how Mike Ehrmantraut eventually meets Gustavo Fring. The Salamancas know who he is now. Which is not good. That's not good. And the thing is, if Tuco's going to be serving less time, that's not good for Nacho. So where last episode we went on about how Jimmy didn't do it right, and Mike did it right. He took a lot of steps to not pull a trigger. And now he must deal with the consequences of not pulling that trigger. The Salamancas want Tuco out. Eventually. Not immediately. There's at least a slight positive. But they want him out quicker than he would. That is difficult. That's going to be a difficult situation for Mike. I'm sure he's gonna have to confer with Nacho about this. I don't think he would blindside Nacho with that. Cool. All right. Notes. Rebecca, who the episode is named for, but I'm not quite sure why yet. It was an interesting scene. I mean, that definitely just shows immediately that Chuck always he did say, you know, Slip and Jimmy I can handle just fine. It's Slip and Jimmy with a law degree. You know? That's the thing, is that, yes, Chuck has always been sort of wary of his brother. And now that even, you know, it's not even just Slip and Jimmy, but what, you know, everything that happened with their dad, you know? But it's interesting. Chuck was married to a violinist. However, this is the first time in 2 seasons that she's been referenced, so something happened there. Something happened there. but we don't know what. I mean, she's obviously dead. I mean, well, I guess they could be divorced, but I imagine she must be dead. At the very least, I mean, she is 100% out of the picture. I mean, just down to last season when they talked about, if Jimmy had Chuck committed, that makes Jimmy his legal guardian, basically. Or his caretaker or whatever the term is. So, I mean, yeah, that's next of kin, basically. The wife. So, what happened there? I don't really know what else to say about that scene. Because, I mean, yeah, it was Jimmy being kind of awkward about dinner. But he tried. The only real awkward thing, technically, was just Jimmy. But he tried. He made an effort. He was making conversation. He was making some jokes. But Chuck was just very against it, basically. So yeah, I'm not really sure, like, what are we doing with that, Obviously, I feel like there's something, but maybe we'll get more of it later, Other stuff this episode, we'll kind of group them in. Aaron, that was an interesting sort of, almost like a side thing, really, but Jimmy's relationship with Aaron is really funny. It's also just funny because, like, the last, like, couple episodes when Aaron's just in a meeting, I don't know why, like, I immediately gravitated to her. And I cut it out of one of the reactions. I don't remember if it was last episode. No, it must have been the episode before, Amarillo. There was some other, like, young associate. There was some other young associate who said a thing in the meeting. I was like, yeah! And yeah, it's like, for some reason, I'm just invested in these sort of, like, background character, young associates. I don't know why. I just kind of was. But then, yeah, here's Aaron getting some more lines. Aaron, we talk about Kim Wexler being a pure girl, and she is, but you want to talk about pure. Aaron is definitely a pure girl. I mean, just down to stopping Jimmy from making a bribe, which was interesting. I did really like that. And yeah, just the fact that, like, she wants to go over all this stuff and he just leaves. And that's just that. So I did kind of like that. And then, yeah, the whole thing with, it's like, oh, well, maybe we could get something good. And, it's basically bartering. It's negotiating. Which, I mean, that's the thing. As we saw, I don't remember what episode it was. It wasn't episode 1. It was one of the episodes. Oh, the dog's barking now. Anyway, it was one of the episodes in season 1 where they did that montage of Jimmy at the courthouse, and they were talking, he was negotiating about different, sentences and stuff like that. And I remember, what was it? It was the one, Petty with a Prior, wasn't it? The Petty with a Prior guy, where he was like, this and this, and you get the rest of these Cheetos. And he just sort of looked at him, and then he took the Cheetos, and they went and did the thing. And it worked. They got him. He got him on the Cheetos. But Aaron being too pure for this world, she probably would, frown upon that, just as she frowns upon this. So that was a Beanie Baby, I guess, that he keeps not even bribe. I wouldn't call it bribing. I would say gifts to. I mean, if you could call it a bribe, but I'd say it's a very loose sense of the term. It's like bribe, negotiation. It's a bribe, but it's not a big deal, really. But Aaron's just too pure for this world. I also love that she drove him to the courthouse. I don't know why. That's just kind of funny that she drove him instead of him driving her. I want to believe that's just because, yeah, she's a babysitter, and so she's taking the wheel to make sure they actually get to the courthouse. And then just that scene where he sees Mike and is like, whoa, what happened to you? Right, first rule of Fight Club. Aaron, this is my grandpa, Mike. So that was kind of funny, just a funny little interaction. So I like that. Meanwhile, poor Kim, first off, Jimmy still trying to save the day. Knight in shining armor, but no, like, this has happened, and the only person who can now work to fix this is Kim. Kim needs to do this for herself, and I get that, and I like that. You know, she's not going to sue HHM. She's going to save herself. She's going to get in Howard's good graces through her own skill and merit. At least that was the thought. So she's going over just every last possible number she can do until she finds a solid case. And I like how they build it up too. It's like, this is a really good case. This will keep HHM working for months, years. This is a really huge case, and Kim Wexler found it, and she's still in doc review. And I literally just wrote, welp. Just that moment, man. I mean, it's interesting because I honestly kind of like it, because I feel like this adds a dimension to Howard. Because throughout season 1, you think it's one thing with Howard, but then with the reveal of Chuck, you really don't get any of that anymore with Howard. He's just sort of like, oh, well, here's just, Mr. Lawyer, basically. He's kind of just a stock, generic, stereotypical lawyer who's, running a firm and has a partner he has to deal with, But here, this adds another dimension where it's like, yeah, he is furious about everything that happened. And it's not, the scene where he's like, oh, and keep your opinions to yourself, because I don't care. It's like, it's none of that. That was all phony for the sake of Chuck. This, he is legitimately angry with Kim. And now Chuck is looking at this like, well, she did this incredible, legitimate work. Howard should let her out of the doghouse, And so that's an interesting thing to see after last episode, where it's like, no, I'm not going to talk to Howard. I'm not going to talk to Howard just to, get you to quit law or anything like that. It's Howard's decision. But now he looks at it and is like, this is legitimate, great work that Kim did. I will talk to Howard because you are wasted in doc review, Which also, I mean, kind of just adds... I don't even want to say adds another dimension to Chuck, but I guess confirms a dimension to Chuck, where it's like, no, at the very least, like, sure, we might see some stuff later on, but with Chuck, yes, sometimes he takes it too far or what have you, but at the end of the day, he is a lawman. He's a lawman, he's a good man, he doesn't want to break the rules, So that's all very interesting. And then we had the story with Chuck. Well, first off, I like Chuck going into work early in the morning, which is interesting, and staying there till about 9 o'clock, so that, which that makes sense, that, the power's shut down, or the lights are all shut down, and he goes to work before there's a lot of people, lights being turned on, phones ringing, stuff like that, computers being turned on. So that's very interesting in and of itself. But then the story about their dad, and that's honestly very interesting that you don't really hear. I feel like you honestly don't really hear too many stories like that where it's like, oh, did you ever hear about our father? You almost expect something bad just because that's sort of how cinema works. But I like that it's like, no, the story was he was a good man, the greatest man. And immediately when Chuck says that, you understand where both Chuck and Jimmy come from. Because their dad, whom Chuck is named after, was just this good, humble man. Chuck tried to model himself on him. And that's why he upholds, the law. The law is sacred. He doesn't break rules. He doesn't want to go down to Jimmy's level and stuff like that. You understand this was the son who tried to live up to his father. And then you see Jimmy, and it's like, this is the son who, while he does have a good heart, he does, you can almost see it as an act of rebellion. It's when a child is different from their parents, and that definitely happens, you know? They say the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, but sometimes it does. Sometimes it absolutely does. I mean, there's rebelling against your parents. That's a thing for a reason. And while yes, Jimmy has a good heart. In his heart of hearts, he is a good man. But at the same time, he does have some bad tendencies. And part of that is taking $14,000 over the course of a few years from the shop. Therefore, Jimmy, their dad, sold the store, and 6 months later he was dead. Now, the 6 months later he was dead, I don't think you can pin that on Jimmy, but unless the man died of a broken heart 6 months later, I don't know. But yeah, so that was interesting. And I like how he says here, there was no one cried harder at the funeral than Jimmy. You know? It's like he is a good person. He just has, it's almost like an alcoholic, you know, he's almost addicted to it. He cannot stop breaking rules, basically. And Kim even calls him out on that. It's like, can you get through one day without breaking the rules of the New Mexico Bar Association? Immediately in this episode, what do we see? Him bribing the clerk there, you know? And the other part of this episode, obviously, is Mike, Stacy and Kaylee, who are now in their new, I guess, the new apartment, which is interesting. And Mike being visited by Hector Salamanca. And now that's definitely a predicament where he thought that things... I mean, he basically, you know, because he said last episode he was trying to do this to keep the Salamancas away. But nope. No, they figured it out. They didn't figure out everything about Nacho. To him, he was just looking at this like, well, you know, this is just an ex-cop. He's probably looking at Mike like, well, he's just an old man. Yes, this did happen. But, you know, he did get beaten by my nephew. But he's looking at it like, hey, let's lighten the load on Tuco a bit. So that's really interesting. That's all really, really interesting. But yeah, it's quite the predicament now for Mike, which means it's going to be quite the predicament, I'm sure, for Nacho. So yeah, very, very interesting stuff, and we'll just have to see where it goes. But that is basically it. Good episode. We're halfway through the season. Can't wait to see how this keeps going. With all that being said, I'm Alex from 7th Hour Films, and I will see you guys next time. Take care. Alright guys, thanks for watching this video. There's a bunch of links on screen if you want to go click around to any of those. There's a playlist for all of my Better Call Saul reactions, as well as another playlist for all of my Breaking Bad reactions. There's also a subscribe button and a Patreon button on screen, as well as other links in the description if you want to go check out any of those. See you guys later.